Let's get into the Baby Mets. After his walk-off win over his former team on Friday, Francisco Lindor revealed to the world the nickname for the trio of Mets rookies, that being the Baby Mets, which includes Francisco Alvarez, Brett Baty, and the latest addition, Mark Vientos. Dan, you tweeted the Babies graphic with Brett Baty, Francisco Alvarez, and Brett Baty after the Mets' second walk-off win in 2 days. Take us behind the scenes. How did that go from a tweet by @Justin Saporita to viral graphic less than 24 hours later? Did you have that planned before the tweet, or is that just the start of the creation?
Well, it's funny, I always say I'm very grateful that I have the following that I have, because I remember when I had 4 followers on Instagram and it was my family members. And now it's at the point where as soon as Lindor said it, I was watching a post game, he said it, I knew people were going to be tweeting at me, you have to make something for the Baby Mets. So then I'm watching my phone, I'm getting tweets like Justin and people on Instagram, what are you going to do, Baby Mets? One person said they should have letter blocks, which was a great idea. So I started a little bit at night. At that time, it's like 11, 12 at night. So I went to bed. I woke up at 4 in the morning on Saturday to start, to make sure I finished it, because I feel, first of all, I had stuff to do on Saturday, but also I feel like as a content creator and with t-shirts especially, it's a race. You got to be first. Also, it has to be cool. But I had to get up and draw it, and then I was hoping it would have that reaction. And I'm very glad Mark Vientos actually sent me a DM on Instagram. I need that shirt. So I'm glad that they like it and that a fan base took to it.
Yeah, that's so cool. Oh, that's so awesome. Jack, you tweeted that both Brett Baty and Francisco Alvarez are the National League Rookie of the Year. It obviously can't be both of them, but who is your early pick and why?
It's a really good question. I mean, they both are building really impressive cases. Obviously, you got to recognize how much younger Alvarez is and how much tougher of a position catcher is. But I really do feel like the sky's the limit for Brett Baty right now. I think every at bat he just looks better and better. He's going the opposite way off lefties. He's hitting home runs off lefties. His glove looks fantastic in the field. And I think it's really interesting that was the main thing that I think Mets leadership was worried about. Can his defense translate to the major league level? It's been one of the best tools he's shown so far as a big leaguer. I think Brett Baty, if he stays healthy, he's going to have the keys at third base for the rest of the season. Nothing is going to get in his way. And I think that he has the best shot of any of the Baby Mets, though I think they're all going to put up pretty good seasons.
Yeah, he's been incredibly impressive. All right, Dan, what's been the most exciting part of seeing the young kids making an impact at the big league level?
You know, the thing I really like is that the 3 of them seem, they say, Alvarez said, these guys are my brothers. They seem so close. It's so cool that they get to all do it together and that they went through the minors together. And even when one came up and the other ones weren't up, you could see on their Instagrams and their Twitters, I know you're coming soon. So now watching them as a unit, and hopefully there'll be another member soon, is really fun to see these young kids living their dream all together.
Yeah, you can just tell that they like playing with each other. You know, you can just see the enjoyment there from all of them. Do either of you see any way Francisco Alvarez could get sent down with impending return of Tomas Nido and the eventual return of Omar Narvaez? Jack, I'll start with you.
I think there will be riots in the streets if that is the case, just because, I mean, the Mets have a good problem on their hands. They have too many good options when it comes down to Nido and Narvaez coming back. Narvaez looked good the first couple weeks of the season. Nido, we know, is a defensive whiz and knows the staff well. But I don't think anybody in the Mets brass is even considering sending down Alvarez at this time, because he's really starting to look comfortable. And I think everybody in the building, even if you're not a baseball savant, you know that Francisco Alvarez is finding his footing. And if you go back and you look at his minor league splits from every level, he takes about a couple weeks to a month to get acclimated, and then he starts to go. And that's exactly what we're seeing right now.
Yeah. Dan, what are your thoughts?
I will hope that Jack is right. And, you know, from watching this team, you would think, you know, exactly like you said, how could you possibly not send him down? How is that even a thought? But then you have Buster last night on ESPN saying it. And this team does have, or management does have a tendency to stick with veterans. And I don't know, for team morale, for Alvarez's morale, for just how you're going to win a game today, I don't see how you could send him down. But at the same time, if I had to bet money, I wouldn't be 100% sure they're not going to do it.